The first thing that you'll do when you sit down at one of the PCs is log in with your NetID and password. And once you log in, you'll see this desktop. And then you'll go through the following process to download the code. You'll first go to the Start menu, scroll down to Visual Studio 2019, expand that menu, and select Developer PowerShell for Visual Studio 2019. Once this opens up, we're going to navigate to our own Documents folder. So I'll use CD, change directory, to Users, Your NetID, Documents. Once we're in the Documents folder, we're going to make a new directory, a new folder. You can call it whatever you want. I'll call it Pico. Make directory Pico. And then I'll navigate into that directory. Once we're in this directory, I want to download the Raspberry Pi Pico C SDK from GitHub. And I can do that in the following way. Git clone -b master github.com/raspberrypi/pico sdk.git. And if we run ls to look at what's in this folder, we'll see we now have the Pico SDK. We can navigate into the Pico SDK and run the following command: git submodule update --init. Once that completes, we'll do cd ... to go up one directory, and now we're going to download all of the course demo code. We'll do that in a similar way. Git clone -b master github.com/vha3/hunter adams rp2040 demos.git. Now you can see that we have the SDK and we have the demos. The next thing that we have to do the first time we download the code, you'll only have to do this once, is set the values of a couple of path variables. So we'll do that in the following way. setx pico SDK path, and we'll set that to the following: .. /pico -SDK. This is telling all of the projects in that demo folder where to find the SDK. And then we're going to set one other path variable: Pico toolchain path. We're specifying where the compiler lives, and that's at the following, in the following directory. Okay, now that we've set those path variables, we have to close this window and open the Developer PowerShell for Visual Studio 2019 again. We have to close and reopen in order for all those two path variable settings to be in place. We'll navigate back to our Documents folder. We'll navigate into the Pico folder. We'll navigate into the Demos folder. And once we're in here, we're going to make a new directory in this folder called Build. We'll navigate into that Build directory. And once we're in here, we're going to run the following command to prepare to build all these projects: cmake -g and make files. And we can now build all the projects. And this is going to take a few minutes the first time you do it. Each subsequent time you do it, it doesn't take nearly as long. Once that build completes, we can open up a File Explorer window. And if we go into our Documents folder, we'll find that Pico directory that we just created. We go into the Pico directory, into the Demos directory, and into that directory that we created called Build. And what we'll find is that in this folder, there are a bunch of other folders with names that are identical to all of the file name, or all of the folder names rather, in this upper directory that actually contains code. And if we go into one of these, any of these, let's go into the lab1 directory here, we'll find a folder associated with each of the projects in that directory. Let's go into the audio beep synthesis directory. And in this folder, you'll find all of the compiled files that the compiler generated. The one that is of use to you is this .uf2 file. This is the file that you will drag and drop onto the Raspberry Pi Pico to program it. And if we go into any of the other directories, let's see, within the Lab1 folder, we can go into the other demo folder here. We'll find an associated UF2 for this demo. Or we could go into, say, the Lab2 folder, into the animation demo, and we'll find a UF2 in here as well.